Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters. I hope you guys are all doing well. And in this video, we are talking about the brand new Star Wars game that is releasing this year in 2019. And then we're going to talk about another Star Wars game, an open world Star Wars game that could be fully revealed or at least teased during Star Wars Celebration in April or during June at EA Play. So there's a lot of stuff to go over in this video. Hit that like button, guys, if you are excited for the future of Star Wars games in 2019. Looking over all of this stuff that's coming in 2019, I can tell you right now, it could be a huge year for Star Wars games, including for Battlefront 2 as well, which we'll be talking about in this video. So let's jump into it. Starting off with the open world Star Wars game that's being developed over at Motive Studios in Canada. And this game was confirmed to be open world by GameSpot a little bit ago. And it had kind of like a rocky start. If you don't know about this game, it started at Visual Games, kind of as a linear Star Wars game. And then, of course, it was moved over to Motive Studios when Visual Games was shut down. Now, we're going to go over what GameSpot had to say about this exactly. So this is what GameSpot had to say. They said, the project code-named Ragtag was in development at Visual Games before the studio was shut down last year. And development transferred to Motive in Vancouver. The company indicated the move was to make the game less linear and to have a longer shelf life, which included a shift to open world. All the assets transferred over, and Jade Raymond explained that Motive is still planning to use some of Visual's work. Now, there's been some interesting developments since then. Of course, Jade Raymond, who was leading the project, is no longer with EA. They kind of shifted things up there. They didn't really indicate why she moved on, but hopefully, the game is still in good hands. Jade Raymond, she is extremely talented. She helped craft the Assassin's Creed series, so it's disappointing to see her leave the studio. But, if we take a look at what the game looked like during its time under Visual Games, this is what it looked like. So this was the initial plan for the game. Now, keep in mind that all assets, what you see here, were transferred over under Motive Studio. So could the game still include all of these assets we're seeing here? And will include some of the gameplay elements as well. If you look at the characters here, they kind of look like they're, parkouring or jumping over the different environments in the game, which is really cool looking. So it kind of did have this Uncharted feel to it, which is not surprising because the writer for Uncharted, Amy Hennig, used to work on this game underneath Visual Games. So we'll see if they're keeping any of these gameplay elements intact. But we do know that this game is indeed open world. So that's some huge news. And, I'm really excited for it. It's kind of sad, of course. It's actually very sad that Visual Games closed down and that all of that stuff transpired behind the scenes. But, we'll see what happens with this game. Now, also, they did reveal the characters of the game after it was canceled at Motive Studios. And this is what it said about these characters that were originally planned for the game. They said the main character was Dodger, a cracked mirror version of Han Solo in a story of crime families, heists, and more. And then the other characters joining Dodger were Robbie, who is a gunslinger, Una, who was a mob boss's daughter, and Buck, who would have been a member of the group as well. And then it says the story would have taken place between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and the game was set to feature a linear story as an adventure third-person action game. And it says you would have been able to control multiple characters in the game and use the environment to persuade enemies, scare them, and flank them from different directions. Now the question is, will any of these elements or characters carry over into the new project at Motive Entertainment, or Motive Studios, I should say? We'll have to see. But, I was disappointed that the game was canceled underneath Visual Games. Hopefully they do carry some of these characters over to the new game underneath Motive Studios. What do you guys want to see from this open world Star Wars game? Let me know in the comments below. What are your hopes? What are your dreams for this game? Let me know. I think it would be cool to see kind of like a Destiny-style open-world Star Wars game where you can go on missions with your friends, play co-op, explore the environment, maybe travel from planet to planet as well, do PvP, embark on raids with your friends, create your own character, whether it's a Jedi or Sith, clone trooper, clone commando, clone captain, I mean, you name it. I really hope this game goes all in on the ability to create your character and experience the entire environment and story with your friends online. I think that's the ideal way to move forward with this game. But let me know what you guys think. What do you want to see from Motive Studios' open world Star Wars game? Now, let's take a look at the next game on the list. This one will be coming out in 2019. It is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So this is going to be a big one coming out this year. It says this on the official website. It says, from Respawn Entertainment comes a brand new action-adventure game which tells an original Star Wars story around a surviving Padawan set shortly after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The game will be releasing holiday 2019. And it says, sign up for our newsletter to be among the first to learn more about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So you can sign up to that newsletter, of course, at the official website. I'll leave a link in the description below, so that way you guys can keep updated. And of course, we'll be posting tons of videos on this game throughout the year. And I'm hoping we see, our first gameplay glimpse of this game during Star Wars Celebration in April. We'll see if that happens, but that's what my guess is on when we'll see the first true reveal of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, because at EA Play last year, if you guys remember, the reveal of this game did not go over that well because it was very, very brief and it was kind of an average reveal, unfortunately. So hopefully this year they really outdo themselves and give us the proper reveal that this game definitely deserves, because the guys over at Respawn Entertainment, they are extremely talented. They created Titanfall 2, one of my favorite games of that time. I absolutely love the Titanfall series, and I believe we're getting a Titanfall 3 this year as well. But regardless, Respawn Entertainment, they are the crew that can deliver us a Star Wars game that we've dreamed of. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I have high hopes for this project for sure. Now, there's some other details about this game as well. The game is described to be set in dark times, of course, so we are expecting a gritty atmosphere, especially since it's set after Order 66. Now, the previous God of War director, Stig Asmussen, is also working hard behind the scenes on this to create this game, and he is a super talented developer. I love the God of War series, so that's yet another reason why I have high hopes for this game. And then, according to Jason Ward of the Making of Star Wars.net podcast, he has sources that have told him that the game will have a similar tone to that of Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which was also kind of dark and gritty as well. Now, it doesn't appear that Jedi Fallen Order will have any multiplayer, because we haven't really heard anything about any multiplayer aspects. So I think it's going to be the single-player game that we've all been wanting, that we've all been dreaming of. And that kind of makes sense because, Battlefront 2 looks like it's going to be the multiplayer-focused Star Wars title in 2019. Because, yes, DICE has confirmed that they are continuing full support of Battlefront 2 into 2019. Which is what we're going to talk about right now. So let's talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2019, its DLC, and what we hope for and what you can expect. So, of course, first in January, we're getting Count Dooku, which is this month. That's going to be huge. And then, of course, in February, we're getting Anakin Skywalker and the new large-scale game mode as well, which will allow us to capture command posts and then also take down enemy capital ships. Now, it's also been confirmed, as you know, that you will be able to enter the interior space of these capital ships, which is huge news. So does that mean we'll be able to fly up to them in real time, or will it be kind of in phases? We'll have to see. We don't know those details just yet. But considering February is right around the corner, I wouldn't be surprised if we get details on this new large-scale game mode this month or early next month in February. So that's what we're anticipating for Battlefront 2. But beyond what we know so far, beyond all of this, what's coming after Anakin Skywalker and this new large-scale game mode? Well, the designer who worked on Geonosis, the level designer, indicated on Twitter recently that he has moved on from Geonosis, that he's not designing any of the interior ships. He's moved on even past that, and he's in discussion with DICE and EA about the future plans for Battlefront 2. So considering he's a level designer, I wouldn't be surprised to see new planets introduced in Battlefront 2 this year. I'm hoping for Coruscant, Mustafar, or Utapau. Those three planets come to mind. This is a discussion we've been having a lot here at the Star Wars headquarters. So let me know, what are your top 5 locations that you want to see come to Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2019? I think Coruscant, for me personally, is the first choice. And then, of course, Mustafar is next. Imagine Vader's castle in Star Wars Battlefront 2. How cool would that be? But guys, yeah, let me know again, what are your hopes and dreams for 2019? You know, what do you want to see? I believe this is all the stuff we're going to see. I think one of the biggest things that are going to happen this year are the announcement for the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, the full trailer, and then also the teaser for the new open world Star Wars game over at Motive Studios, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. But again, be sure to keep it right here at the Star Wars headquarters, guys, because we will be reporting on everything Star Wars games here at the Star Wars headquarters. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified of when these new updates arrive this year. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. I'll see you guys next time for more Star Wars game news, and may the Force be with you always.
Wow.